Well, hey folks, neighbors, welcome to Matthew's Shed Shop. We have on the bench, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got to keep grinding, you guys. I'm thinking about how I desperately need more space. Let me show you guys how compacted it is. Waiting on bearings for these ones. Bunch of 025 MS250s. I thought I had ordered bearings, and I did not. That's just parts. This is the 266 SE, which I've taken some videos of today and in the past. And I unfortunately discovered, what did I discover with this one that just kind of killed me? Oh, the coil wires, the coil wire broke off right at the coil. I think I could repair it, but it would destroy the value of the saw, so now I got to find a coil. And I don't want to do aftermarket. I really wanted to keep everything original. Let's see. That's called the 311 Nightmare, as well as that's the 311 Nightmare. Long story. Tell you that story someday about Andy. And then saws, 028s. Look, you guys, these just need little stuff to get done. That's a running saw that I just wanna service. That I just got to put a couple parts on it, go through it, and service it, and make sure it's good to go. It's only a 200 saw, low hours. That one, again, a running saw. Got to straighten the handle out and service it. So full rebuilds, but you know, that one is not going to be a full rebuild. But these are saws that I could service and sell lower budgeted, even though they're vintage. Just don't have time. 192. I've got a meteor top end for it. Can't find the darn. Keep getting the wrong air filter from the steel dealer. Don't know why. That's just parts. Over here, I've got more 250 parts. I've got that huge box of parts I've got to sort through. I've got all these bars and chains that need organized and sorted through. Right here on top of the parts washer, this is the parts to the MS310 that's over here. That is a good running saw. I got to finish cleaning the chassis up. I don't usually not replace the rings on those, but that one seems to be a very low hour saw, and it was a running saw. And the rings are in the crankshaft seals. Sorry, you guys, I always call them rings. The crankshaft seals, and they're in great condition. Okay, the parts washers here. Over here, we've got our ultrasonic system. This has got to go back to Amazon. I've got all kinds of stuff I've got to send back to Amazon. When they used to pick stuff up, it was freaking easy for returns. Now they don't. I hate it. They charge you. That's still got to finish getting organized. That's supposed to be my paperwork bench. Shelf, but because I have no space for nothing, I've constantly got to move stuff out, and I don't like constantly. That's parts. I've got boxes upon boxes of parts inside that still need labeled and organized. That is Trent's saw. He's a nice neighbor. We just put that back together, and it doesn't want to run right, and I haven't done anything to figure out why. It could just be the carb. Don't know. I did rebuild it, but it could just be set wrong. But I can't pull cord because it kills my shoulders, so I can't pull cord right now. This is a saw that was traded in. Guy says it runs. It's got little kinks with it, but I haven't had time to look at it. And so here's the view, you guys. Say hello to Buntings. What Buntings? That's Angel. One of her many nicknames is Buntings, and I guess I started calling her Buntings when she got really fat. So this is it, you guys. We have this we're coping with. Chainsaws. And yes, part of this nightmare is my fault for overbuying. But what I didn't anticipate was to get so busy with neighbors' stuff that I wasn't going to be making money on my stuff. Having enough time, like that 266 over there. I haven't had time to completely go through it until today. I've had the bellows for a couple days, but anyways, I would have discovered that had I had more time. Anyways, not complaining, you guys. I'm just basically trying to knock projects out. Oh, that MS441 is also a nightmare. Tell you that story someday too. But let me pan back through. Usually Saturdays I spend reorganizing this stuff, getting everything back in order. That is my saw for now. I really want to completely restore that. That's the short video I have. Is that one hanging there. This 1010 also runs, but I gotta rebuild the carb. And then my chain sharpeners, which I've been trying to find the best way to set the shop up, the shed shop. And so we are, let's see, this is 10 by 16, no, 10 by 14, I think. 10 by 14, I think, is the measurement. Or maybe it's a 10. Yeah, I think it's 10 by 16, actually. No, you know what, guys? I can't remember. Let's find out. I know I got it exactly a 2-foot bench. And that's a 4-foot column. 2-foot deep bench in the back. Ah. 6, 7, 8. We're not even 10, not even quite 10 feet. So 8, 9 feet, 10, 11. So it's 12, guys. It's a 12 by 10. Yep. I think the back is 10. Maybe not. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Maybe that's why I thought I would have more space. 6, 7, 8, 9 feet with my bench. And so really, I've got 7 feet. And then you take that 2-foot parts washer. That gives me 5 feet in the center, which is constantly getting crowded up. And so that's it, you guys. But what is this video? I didn't even say the title in the beginning. Hopefully I remember. It should be the last video I take. I need to get some sleep desperately. I haven't even done what I said I would do before bed, and that is YouTube. So all these videos probably get neglected for now. This is a neighbor saw. This is Pete's MS290. Pete brought it to me, and I thought initially it might just need a tune-up. And then as soon as I pulled the muffler, hold on, I gotta set you guys down for a sec. The view is gonna be terrible, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm literally gonna have to set you guys down. Maybe you can see me, maybe you can't. I pulled the muffler and noticed piston scoring. And then I thought, oh, I looked at the cylinder, there was a little bit of transfer. And this is a guy that doesn't mind me removing that. He'd rather save the money. This is a secondary saw. They don't use it very often. And so I thought, yeah, that's not that bad. But then I discovered that the bore was actually scored, and you cannot reuse a scored bore. This is his muffler. I've never in my life, honestly, seen a saw. His piston didn't look bad at all. I mean, it was barely scored. And so to see a muffler that looks like that was terrible. Anyways, there's this sprocket. That's bad. And so the bill just starts piling up sometimes, unfortunately, part after part after part, and I want to help neighbors out. And so I've pulled as much as I can for this saw for him. This is a Chinese top end. It's a Stens. I bought an MS310. That was the very first saw I bought back last year while I was still up in North Dakota, and I actually had it mailed here because I knew eventually I'd be coming here. And so I had it mailed to my uncle. And it ended up having this Chinese top end on it. And so and then it's not even a 310 top end, it's a 290. So then I told Pete I could give him, I could sell him this Chinese top end. And he said okay. And it seemed basically brand new when I took it apart, and it was running. But all I did was fire that MS310 up and then started tearing it down immediately to clean it and rebuild it, because that was going to be my first money. And anyways, so we put on Pete's saw, brand new intake, OEM intake, that is, OEM impulse hose, high quality aftermarket fuel line. We put a new tank vent on, brand new OEM steel tank vent, because I couldn't find out why this saw was getting blowback. I tried a Chinese carb even, and it actually surprisingly worked. I bought this just for the sake of, if it worked, I could have a carb I know worked, and it can be a test carb, because I actually sold my test carb to another neighbor that had a saw here, and his bill got really high, and so to keep it down, I gave him my stuff at a very low price. So anyways, all the rubbers are brand new, and I'm taking this saw down because Pete doesn't know it yet, but he wants a Chinese top end because he wants to save money, and I don't blame him. I don't have Meteor top ends, or I would have talked him into using one of those. But so here's what I did, you guys. I ordered an MS390 top end because the MS390 top end will fit this. The crank is the same. We're using his OEM crank. We're using the steel crank. It was in good condition. The crank is the same. The stroke is the same. Everything's the same, except the my goodness, what you call it? The bore size on these. So the 310, what is it? The MS290, MS310, MS390, 029 Super, 029 all have the same chassis, same crankshaft, I believe, same flywheel, blah, 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 blah. And so a lot of the stuff is interchangeable. And so this has got a piston and everything in it. Obviously, we have to use new piston. But this MS390 top end, we're going to put on Pete's saw. Now, I don't know what I'm going to call this video yet. Probably working on Pete's Chinese something. I don't know. But I'm tearing it down to put the new top end on it so that hopefully Tuesday Pete can have his saw back with any luck, and I can put some desperately needed money in the pocket. But as I took this apart, I went to check my impulse to make sure it didn't get a hole, and I'm looking, and what I see is this part on our Chinese motor is in there just spinning, and I'm wondering if that is pulling air. Now again, it passes vac pressure test, but that doesn't mean that's not pulling air when the saw is running and the vacuum is being created down here, right? And that causes your metering diaphragm in your carburetor. I believe it's the metering diaphragm. Let's see. I'm sorry. No, causes your pump diaphragm in your carburetor to properly function. Okay, that impulse hose, I think it probably works on both. Either way, anyways, the point being that may have been the problem. It may not have been. I do want to check the ring gap and everything on this. And so, but I just wanted to do a quick video to document, because, you know, I just want to make sure Pete gets an opportunity to see, hey, buddy, we've been working on this thing like crazy and trying to save you money. Pete's got screws that we have to put a bunch of Loctite on and stuff. But you know what? Secondary saw. And the neighbor gets what the neighbor wants. You guys like, subscribe, share. Tell me what you think of Chinese top ends. Tell me what aftermarket products you like and don't like in the comments below. And hit the bell notification so that you guys know when I put out new videos. And everybody, you know, we're all neighbors. Be kind to one another. Everybody's facing a battle. You don't know what the other person's facing. So just be kind. God bless you guys.